Only 2 dives remaining and only 18 points separating first place from 6th place here at the competition, with Bertram currently leading the pack. And here's Chris Mantilla. We've talked about him all afternoon. The future of U.S. diving, perhaps, at 15 years old, in contention for a medal in his first finals.
Chris has enough degree of difficulty between this dive and his last dive to remain at the top of the pack. This is a back 2.5 pike. His coach says this is the make or breaker right here. I think he'll even take that. It moved a little bit by on the bottom of the dive, but I think he'll take those scores. The takeoff is very good, although he's sitting a little back. He's moving away from the platform there, and that makes it swing right here. You can see it's starting to move over. Little pickup of a splash there, but if that's your worst dive, I'm sure there's a lot of people that would take 6, 5.5 on your worst dive.
Which is just what he got, as you see. So Mantilla still there, and with the inconsistency we've seen in the diving today, don't count him out.
This is Chuck Wade. He was hanging down at the bottom of the pack, but has slowly been chipping away on the way up to the top of the pack. Inward 3.5 somersaults in the tuck position. And he drilled it! I think he was trying to fake everybody out and just hang down at the bottom. He is making his move, and he is doing it fast. Great takeoff on this dive, right where you want to be, right up over the platform. Very solid, kicks out, maybe a little bit more splash than he'd like, but my goodness, anyone would take that here at the National Championships. 8, 7.5.
Great scores for 25-year-old Chuck Wade out of Florida and Clemson University, and he is in contention for the gold.
Patrick will be doing the same dive. This is one of Patrick's best dives right here. Patrick let it slide a little bit by. While Chuck was maybe just a little bit short, Patrick let his heels kick over. He looks a little tired today. Solid takeoff off the platform. As he comes around, you can see that his feet are just moving over. Maybe he came out just a little bit late, but I guess I'm being a little critical here. He just looks a little bit, if I can say it, maybe a little flat. He's been traveling all summer. He just came off the Pan Am Games. He won the national championships on 3-meter yesterday, and I think maybe he just might be running out of gas.
Well, just moments ago, Russ Bertram, the surprise leader, took the board for his 9th dive.
Reverse 3.5 somersaults in the tuck position. A big dive for Russ Bertram. Oh, my. That's what you don't want to do in the finals of a championship, but boy, have we all been there in that position. That dive was a pretty good takeoff, but you'll see. Go ahead and reach. That's great. He's doing a great job. Right here, when he kicks out, he should be kicking higher up into the sky. He's actually kicking at more of a horizontal line. He's leaving it short.
And those scores will knock him out of first place. Here's Pat Evans. A few moments ago, we had counted him out, but he's still there, right in 5th place.
Pat's got a real solid dive, back 1.5 somersault with 3.5 twists. You'll see a lot of these men doing this dive near the end of the list. It is not a blind dive. In other words, he'll come around and look over his toes. I expect some great scores on this dive. A little off again. He fell back a little bit on the tower, and as we were commenting earlier, that makes the dive, what the divers say, that makes the dive swingy. As you can see, he's falling away from the platform here. He's 2 feet away from the platform. He really needs to be maybe more like 1 foot. As he comes around, his feet kick up a lot of water on the bottom.
Well, he needs 7 and 7.5 to have a chance for a medal, and he didn't get them. So with one dive remaining, Pat Evans' chances for a medal don't look good. Scott Donie was in front, but his last drive took him down to 3rd place.
But I don't want to count Scott out of this yet. This is a back 3.5 tuck. You know, he says he likes to perform. Well, here's his opportunity. He needs a great takeoff, and he needs to put this dive in. Look at that dive! Boy, when the going gets tough, this tough guy gets going. What an effort! I'm surprised he hasn't bowed to the crowd on that dive.
Well, he says his hero is Nolan Ryan, and he pitched a high, hard one that time.
What a great jump. Look how high he gets off the platform here. Right into a tight little ball. He's watching the water on each rotation. Kicks nice and tight. Anybody would take that dive this late in the contest.
He needed 7s for 1st place. He got better than that. Scott Donie climbs back into 1st with 1 dive left.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Scott Donie in front. They'll try it one more time when we come back.